big deal. Hearing of the century. Hearing of the century. Oh, my God. I need a My Pillow. I have to put my head down. I'm going to put my head down, and I'm never going to pick it up again. No, never. I'm just going to start weeping, and I'm not going to stop. But my favorite part of the hearing was when Comey was talking. He said Lordy. He said Lordy. He said it a couple of times. I love that he says Lordy. Sweet baby Jesus. I love when he says Lordy. I love it's like the whitest thing a person can say, isn't it? Lordy or Christopher Columbus. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Heavens to Betsy. It gets no whiter than that, really. And he is pure white, is what he is. But that was amazing. The only person that did more damage to Donald Trump than James Comey today was Donald Trump. And Donald Trump Jr. and his attorney, his personal attorney, Kasowitz. These are the only people that did more damage to Donald Trump than Comey did. And all Comey did was tell the truth. And it's really, it's an amazing story. And you know what the most amazing part of it is? Truly, I mean, we all know what happened. Everybody knows what happened. James Comey was fired because Trump wanted the Russia investigation to go away. And Trump decided to lie about that fact when he sat down with Lester Holt and called him a showboat. When he said he was a nut job, when Trump called Comey a nut job, he decided to lie. He decided to lie about, we fired him because of the Hillary thing. He kept changing his story. He couldn't get it because he was so afraid that everybody was going to realize that he fired Comey because he wanted the Russia investigation, especially the portion that had to do with the PP tape and the portion that had to do with Flynn. And it ain't because Trump is loyal to Flynn. It's because Trump knows Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. And I almost mean that literally because we've had testimony from former FBI guys like Clint Watts from the counterterrorism part of the FBI who said, oh, you want to know what happened? Follow the dead Russians. So I mean it almost literally. So the Trump decided to lie. But the most important and devastating thing I thought as an American, was when Comey said, look, it's a slam. It happened. We were hacked. The Russians were in our election. There is no fuzzing that up. There is no, denying that. That is a true fact. That is why there was an investigation in the first place. And Trump did not care. He didn't care about that fact. He only cared about himself. There were no conversations between James Comey and Donald Trump with regard to why there was an investigation. And the reason why there was one was because the Russians hacked. The reason why 35 Russian spies were kicked out. The reason why Russian compounds in Maryland and New York were seized by the U.S. government, by Barack Obama's government, was because the Russians were hacking into our elections. And Trump never asked a single question about it. This came at the very end of this entire 2.5 hours, but it was the most important point that anybody could have made.
There should be no fuzz on this whatsoever. The Russians interfered in our election during the 2016 cycle. They did it with purpose. They did it with sophistication. They did it with overwhelming technical efforts. And it was an active measures campaign driven from the top of that government. There is no fuzz on that. It is a high confidence judgment of the entire intelligence community, and the members of this committee have seen the intelligence. It's not a close call. That happened. That's about as unfake as you can possibly get, and is very, very serious, which is why it's so refreshing to see a bipartisan focus on that, because this is about America, not about any particular party.
So that was a hostile act by the Russian government against this country?
Yes, sir.
Did the president, in any of those interactions that you've shared with us today, ask you what you should be doing or what our government should be doing or the intelligence community to protect America against Russian interference in our election system?
I don't recall a conversation like that.
Oh.
Never?
No.
Do you find it odd?
Not with President Trump.
Right.
I attended a fair number of meetings on that with President Obama.
Oh, my God. Right there. Kick him out. Bye-bye. So long, sucker. Don't let the door split you where the good Lord split you. Hit you. I'm serious. Oh, heavens to Betsy. You know what I mean. So I can't believe that was the most important portion. Everybody else knows why Comey was fired. Everyone knows it was to shut down the Russia investigation. How do we know? Because that's what Trump told the freaking Russians, who he had in his office the day after he fired Comey. And he told the Russians, woo, took the pressure off me there. This president has called the hacking of our elections a hoax. He's called it a witch hunt. He has said that it could be China, that it could be, a guy in Poughkeepsie, a 400-pound guy sitting on his bed. That was devastating right there. That in all of this, the president showed zero interest in the fact that the Russians hacked into our elections, that they hacked into the DNC. They hacked into the voter registration rolls. They were sending phishing emails to states across this country. More than 20 states, there were an attempted hack on the voter registration rolls. And now we're finding out that much more intrusion occurred than we previously thought.